Hi, I'm Fraser Douglas, the avid tent camper. A few days ago, I was talking with my friend Cindy Gauger, and she suggested that I use this time when we can't go camping to make a few camp cooking videos. And so that sounded like a good idea, and so I decided to try to make a few, and this is the first one. This video is going to explain how we make cornbread in our campsite. I hope you enjoy it. When you go to the internet or to your grocery store baking aisle, you'll find over a dozen different ways to make cornbread. Some recipes start with fresh ground cornmeal and then add an egg, flour, salt, baking soda, and buttermilk. A few recipes also add molasses or sugar, but that's not typically done here in the South. Whereas other recipes start with a cornbread mix and you only have to add a few ingredients. Cornbread can differ in several qualities. Some cornbread is sweet and other cornbread is not so sweet. Some cornbread is yellow while other cornbread is white, and some cornbread has a cake-like texture while other cornbread has more of a cornmeal-like texture. After trying several different recipes, we have settled on this Gladiola brand yellow cornbread mix, but it's hard to find in some stores. So what additional ingredients need to be combined with this mix to make cornbread? The mix already combines cornmeal, flour, salt, and baking soda, so unlike other recipes, you won't have to add these ingredients. So all we add is about 2/3 cup of milk and an egg. But I also add a dollop of sour cream. That would be about a heaping tablespoon, a half of a Vidalia onion chopped into small pieces, a half a stick of butter, and about 1/3 of a jalapeno pepper chopped into very small pieces. And I also add a little more milk than the recipe calls for to make the batter a little thinner. To make this cornbread in your campsite, you'll need a few pieces of equipment. First of all, you'll need a knife to cut the vegetables and a bowl to mix the ingredients. And you'll need either a camp oven or a camping Dutch oven with a flat lid, plus a few other Dutch oven accessories. We use this 4-quart Bioclassic camping Dutch oven with a flat bottom and a flat lid. It measures 10 inches in diameter. We also have a pair of metal tongs that we use for moving the hot coals, and we have a folding Lodge Dutch oven lid stand which we use as a trivet to hold the Dutch oven above the coals below it. I'll use a pair of channel lock pliers to lift the hot lid from the oven while cooking and to lift the baking pan out of the oven. And finally, since our Dutch oven is 10 inches in diameter, but the recipe calls for an 8-inch diameter pan, we'll use this 8-inch diameter Fat Daddio aluminum baking pan. When camping, you'll need to use some kind of hot coals to heat your oven. I frequently use the hot coals from a wood fire, but using charcoal briquettes is much easier. When camping, I would use matchlight charcoal briquettes because you don't need a chimney or any lighter fluid to get it started. And I don't notice any difference in the taste. But today I'm going to use the regular Kingsford charcoal. Before you start baking, you've got to decide where you're going to place your Dutch oven. In the past, a lot of cooks just put their coals and Dutch oven on the ground, but the cold, wet ground and the wind could reduce the amount of heat getting to your oven. Today, many Dutch oven cooks like to put their hot coals inside of a stainless steel animal feed pan that you could buy at a farm supply store. But if you bake anything on the ground, frequent stooping and squatting can become very uncomfortable. And so I do most of my baking on this Camp Chef all-purpose steel Dutch oven table. I cover the top with sheets of aluminum foil to protect the tabletop from heat and to reflect the maximum amount of heat up toward my oven. And I use my woody folding campfire stove as a windscreen and baking chamber. So let's make some cornbread. The first step is to make some hot coals. If we were camping, I would just light a pile of matchlight charcoal. But today I'm going to be using Kingsford original charcoal and this chimney. So let me show you how we get the coals started. First of all, I'm going to turn the chimney upside down. And I'm going to start crumpling up used computer printer paper and stuffing it in the bottom. And let me add a couple of sheets of newspaper. And I'm going to turn it right side up and put it on my grill. And light the bottom. And now I got to put the charcoal in there. Now it's going to take about 5 or 10 minutes for that charcoal to get started real good. While my charcoal is getting ready, I'm going to go cut my onions and my jalapenos into small pieces. Now we need to preheat the Dutch oven and melt some butter. Okay, our coals are good and hot, and so I'm going to dump them right here. Remove my bars, and we're going to start preheating our Dutch oven. So what we're going to do is we're going to put about 8 or 9 coals on the bottom and about 15 to 20 coals, 15 coals on the top. So I'm putting the bottom coals on there first. I've got my Dutch oven in here with my baking pan inside. I'm going to put the butter in the baking pan and put the rest of the coals on top. 1, 2, 3. So we'll preheat this, and while this is preheating, while our Dutch oven is preheating, I'm going to mix ingredients. Now we need to combine the ingredients in the mixing pan and stir it up. I'm going to put my egg in there first. Up a little bit. Cornmeal mix. My dollop of sour cream. Chopped up onions. And my jalapeno peppers. And then finally, my milk. Now I'm not going to put all this milk in there. I'm going to put just most of it and mix, and then I'll add a little bit more if my batter is not to the right consistency. That batter looks like pretty good consistency. A couple of onions got away there. It's kind of thin. And now I'm going to add some butter. Hopefully the my butter is almost melted. So I'm going to pour some butter in there. And I'll pour my batter into my baking dish. Now the package says it needs to bake for 20 to 25 minutes, but what I'm going to do is check it in 15 minutes just to see how it's doing. And in the meantime, I need to start another chimney full of charcoal just in case we need to cook more than 25 minutes and these coals burn out. The package directs you to bake this bread at 400 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes. So let's see how it looks after 15 minutes. I can tell my charcoal is not very hot now. Oh, it's steaming. If you'll look around the edges, you'll notice that the cornbread is pulling away from the edges, but it's still not brown on top. And so I'm going to cook it a little bit longer. I need to check my bottom coals just to see how they're doing. Yeah, I need more heat on the bottom and the top. Fortunately, I've started this chimney. Put some more heat on the bottom. The rest of this I'm going to put on the top. I'm going to let that go for another 5 minutes. And so here's what it looks like after 28 minutes of baking. The bottom was not as brown as I would have hoped, but it tasted delicious. Well, I hope that you've learned a little bit about how to make cornbread, maybe gotten some ideas about how you might make cornbread in your campsite. And if you've never made cornbread before, I hope that you'll be inspired to give it a try. For more information about family tent camping, kitchen equipment, and meal preparation, please visit my website, moderntentcamping.com. A link to this page is provided in the description below. Remember, take more trips, travel further, visit more attractions, and save money. Go tent camping. And also pray for the quick recovery of our nation's physical and financial health. Thinking of you during this difficult time.